Alrighty, so I just got back from an advanced screening of the Toxic Avenger. After 2 years of distribution hell because of the nature and content surrounding the Toxic Avenger, like gratuitous gore, they finally got a distributor. So we finally have it 2 years later. I do know the film premiered a long time ago at a film festival and it got pretty decent reviews. So tonight they had an advanced screening at my local cinema at Cronulla at Hoyts, which was pretty cool. So I got to go in my t-shirt, my shorts. The cinema was empty. I thought it was, but apparently I was in good company, as you can see right here.
Sorry about that, man. A lot of that going around.
That's nice.
So when it comes to the Toxic Avenger, I, for the most part, have seen the first one the most. The others, I vaguely remember. I'm talking like when I was a kid, but for the most part, I remember the first one to a T. And it was one of those gems that became a cult classic. Like, it was so low budget. You got Lloyd Kaufman, who founded Trauma and who made the film along with his directing partner, and it just seemingly worked. It's the epitome of schlock. It's goofy, it's cheesy, it's chaotically energetic, and somehow all these years later, as weird as it is, it just works. And when they announced that they were remaking this, I was very intrigued, and then when Peter Dinklage was cast as Toxie, I was even more intrigued, and then they added Kevin Bacon, Elijah Wood, then filming took place, and then for 2 years it just lay dormant. So it's definitely one of those things where going into this film, you need to be prepared to be either underwhelmed, whelmed, not overwhelmed, that this isn't a groundbreaking, thought-provoking film like Oppenheimer, even though the director himself was actually in Oppenheimer. Can you fucking believe it? And you're probably going to hear me compare this film to the original. It is a remake of the original, though some things have been changed. So when it comes to Peter Dinklage's character, his name is Winston. He's still a janitor, as opposed to the character of Melvin in the original, who was a janitor in a health club. But this time, Peter Dinklage's Winston is a janitor at a chemical plant owned by Kevin Bacon's character, who's a tyrant, and that's who he's going up against. Things happen. He's down on his luck. He also has a stepson played by Jacob Tremblay. And then Winston gets fucked over, dumped in a vat of chemicals, and then hilarity ensues, and we have a stunt double portraying him in the suit for the rest of the film. Now again, you kind of have to tape your expectations going into a film like this. Was I entertained? Did I enjoy the film? It was fine. I did find a lot of enjoyment in it. I found a lot of comedic moments in it. There was a lot of laughs peppered throughout the film. Stuff that usually I wouldn't laugh at, but it just seemingly worked, and just weird, goofy, obscure shit that I laughed at. When it comes to a film like this, you've got to expect the over-the-top schlock, the over-the-top cheese, the over-the-top gore. Much like film, gore is very subjective. And even when the title card came up on screen, it said The Toxic Avenger, uncut. And like I said at the beginning of this video, one of the biggest reasons why this film struggled to gain distribution was because of the gore. I didn't exactly find it gory. I think because the gore in this film, to me, from what I saw anyway, was so digitized, it lost that charm of the low budget gore from the first film and the rest of the films. Like, these guys made these films for $5 back in the day. Like, when that kid gets his head run over by a car in the first 10 minutes of the first film back in 1984, I believe that was like a melon or a grapefruit with a wig put over it and then just guts put everywhere. Whereas in this film, it looks so digitized, it just loses that weird schlocky charm. Now, going back to Peter Dinklage, Kevin Bacon, and Elijah Wood, like, you've got class acts, like really damn good performers. I just feel like they're phoning it in this film. That could be on purpose because of the nature of the film and, you know, being the schlock fest that the Toxic Avenger universe consists of. It could be one of those things. I definitely feel like Peter Dinklage gives the strongest performance out of the three, but I feel like Kevin Bacon, Elijah Wood, their characters are severely underutilized, especially seeing the photos of Elijah Wood and his makeup when the film was in production and then it was finally finished, but it didn't gain the distribution. I thought, holy shit, I'm keen to see his character. To me, the MVP of this film is suit performer Luisa Guerrero, who played Toxie as soon as Peter Dinklage is dumped into that vat of chemicals. He didn't want to do it. He didn't want to endure the heavy prosthetics in Bulgaria where they were filming. She stepped up to the plate and she did an incredible job. In terms of the lip syncing and the ADR with Peter Dinklage's voice, for the most part, it was actually pretty decent. There were some sequences towards the end, like right before the credits, where I'm like, oh shit, you can really notice that ADR. But she did an incredible job. When it comes to like the practical effects, from what I saw anyway, the creature suit design, even some practical puppets that were used in the film, they were great. They had that element of not low budget, but not trying to make it grounded in reality when it came to the design of the Toxic Avenger, which I appreciate, because you look at the creature suit design of Toxie from 1984 and the films after that, it isn't exactly breaking the bank, but it still leaves that lasting impact, though I still have a fond appreciation for the original. This one seemingly tries to do something different, but still keeping with that low budget feel at the same time. So good on them. Hopefully that was a conscious thing. Now, going back to the comedic elements of this film, there are title cards that come up when we switch to a new location, and they take the absolute piss. It's like almost like Hot Shot style piss taking. So I appreciate stuff like that. In terms of the changes, because the city that the original takes place in is Tromaville, this time it's Saint Roma's Village. Saint Roma's Village. That's right. I think another gripe I have with this film is the first act feels like several films trying to figure themselves out. The original just got straight to it. There was no fuck around factor. Like, shit just starts going awry, where we have to set up these characters. We have to set up Winston's journey with his stepson, and then everything that's going on with Kevin Bacon's character, and then there's two other characters, and it just gets too convoluted, where I think with a film and a universe like the Toxic Avenger, less is more. Get straight to the batshit insane wackiness that is this universe. I have no idea if this film had reshoots. There were certain sequences in the film where things just didn't feel, I guess the word would be organic. Like, it just didn't feel like they'd shot these sequences over a couple of days or even a day. It felt like they've come back months later, maybe when they picked up distribution, or thought, oh fuck, we've got to add X, Y, and Z. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do my reading on this one. But a lot of the film felt almost like a bit of an afterthought. And again, you're trying to not be hypercritical with a film like this that's based on a film from 1984 that is the epitome of a schlocky, cheesy cult classic from the mind of Lloyd Kaufman. But at the same time, I think my best analogy for this film is if you put a command in to ChatGPT to recreate the Toxic Avenger and you didn't give it enough prompts, to me, this is what you would get. And I still had fun with it nonetheless. And there were some laugh out loud moments, particularly one with a golden shower joke with Toxie that just actually pissed myself laughing. So guys, overall, if you're a hardcore fan of the Toxic Avenger universe, definitely go out to the cinemas, give this one a crack. The sound design was great. Like, I was in like not the greatest cinema, like the pretty bare bones one. And the sound design was great. If you're a surface level Toxic Avenger fan, you can definitely wait for this one to come out on streaming. Look, it's definitely a good Friday night. Get the beers flowing, get the jokes flowing, roast the shit out of the movie. There is a lot of good in the film. I just still feel like the soul and essence of the Toxic Avenger is missing. If anything, it's like when you get a participation ribbon, which I got a lot of back in the day in primary school at the local athletics carnival. You tried your best, but maybe next time. And with that, I'm going to be giving the Toxic Avenger 2023 or 2025 2 Kevin Bacon's hair pieces out of 5. I'm going to have to do some scouring and see if any good BTS footage has come out, or like B-roll footage, because I really want to see the practical effects. Like, I want to see before digitized effects, because there were a lot of interesting bits of gore and deaths, and that's what I loved about the first film, the original film, because to me it's a mishmash of Revenge of the Nerds and Terrifier with really, really low budget, but also like guerrilla style effects where you've got to think on the fly, whereas these just feel too pixelated. Anyways, guys, with that being said, drop a comment below. Let me know your thoughts once you have checked out the Toxic Avenger. How does it hold up to the first film? The other films, I don't know. They exist, but to me, the first one, I love it. It's so stupid, but it's great. And this one is too, but at the same time, I just feel like something is definitely missing. So it's going to be interesting to hear your thoughts on this one. Love you guts, and I'll catch you in the next one.